I'm aware that not every vlog I do will be equally relevant to everybody, and that's certainly true today. I want to talk about what I can only call mild depression. It's something I came across a lot as a pastor over the years. People who were suffering not from clinical depression, wasn't as severe as that, but it was more than the blues, the sort of feeling downcast that can be lifted by a happy event or a happy circumstance. It was more than that. That's why I give it the term mild depression. And I'm wondering why I'm thinking about it for this particular vlog. Maybe it is just because of the time of the year. I found unquestionably it was a reality that for at least a percentage of those suffering from mild depression, the shorter days and the longer darkness of each 24 hours at this time of the year was a contributing factor. For whatever reason, this thought of mild depression has been laid in my heart. And I believe that God gave me a word for maybe some of you in that state. And the word is simply this: open the door. Open the door. I'll work my way back to that. But hold on to that thought of opening the door. I was thinking of two Bible stories as I thought of this vlog. The one is, do you remember the lady who suffered from 12 years from hemorrhaging? Spent all her money, was no better. She must have lived a locked away life, a very isolated life behind closed doors. Because back in these days, to suffer from that condition would have made her ritually and socially, religiously unacceptable. She must have been worn out and living a very hidden life, locked away behind doors and so on. But she used whatever strength she had with this thought in mind: if I get out of here and see Jesus and go up and touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be made well. She did something with whatever she had. And she opened the door and she went out and she reached out to Jesus. I'm thinking too of the story of the disciples. Remember, post-resurrection, Jesus walks on the beach and he shouts out to them, "Children, have you caught any fish?" They'd fished all night and they'd caught nothing. And they say, "No, we haven't." And Jesus says, "Well, throw your nets over on the right-hand side for a catch." And they do just that, and they get a catch of fish. They must have felt exhausted, physically fishing all night and catching nothing. They'd had their experience of hiding away behind closed doors as well, in the roller coaster of the crucifixion and the resurrection. But they do something with whatever they have. And they find somehow that God blesses them as they do. Do you remember I said the word that I felt that God maybe wants some of you to hear and to respond to is open the door? And that actually comes from a poem by a Czech poet that I like. And his name is Miroslav Holub. And it's simply called The Door, and I want to read some of it to you. This is what he says: "Go and open the door. Maybe outside there's a tree or a wood, a garden or a magic city. Go and open the door. Maybe there's a dog rummaging. Maybe you'll see a face or an eye or the picture of a picture. Even if nothing is there, go and open the door. At least there'll be a draft." The danger in sort of hearing from the Lord is that you try and interpret what you've heard and apply it, even though you don't really know how to interpret it or apply it. You feel you should. And sometimes it's better just to pass on the revelation and leave the interpretation and the application between another person and God. And I want to do that with this word: go and open the door. I could make a stab at what that might mean and offer various suggestions. But I feel I've not to do that. I feel I've just to say to those of you who are in that place of mild depression, go and open the door. And as you do that, in whatever way God interprets that and helps you to apply that, I'm praying even now that you'll feel the draft of the Spirit of God blowing gently upon your face. So I offer you that word from the Lord. Go and open the door. And I pray that you'll have sufficient strength at least to think about that word in the presence of the Lord. And may He grant you interpretation and application. And as I say, as you open the door, whatever that may mean, may you know the breath of God's Spirit upon you. God bless.